See, this is why manufacturers should never send me products to review. When will they ever learn? So you may remember I recently made a video talking about my favourite camera bag, the Billingham Hadley Pro. Also in that video I showed you another bag that I've owned since about 2003, the Low Pro Messenger, which although very versatile and is smaller and lighter than the Billingham, is not waterproof and has a few faults, namely its Velcro opening, which I've always wanted to remedy with a new alternative bag. Well, I was searching YouTube and I came across a bag manufacturer that I had heard of before, but I now realised a lot of YouTubers were reviewing what was one of their new models they had just released. Well, I say new as most of these videos were about a year old now. So the bag they were reviewing was the WOTANCRAFT Pilot 7 litre, and it looked like the bag that I've been searching for all this time. So I cheekily got in touch with them and asked if they could send me a bag to review. And well, what do you know? They were good enough to say yes. So they sent me this bag plus a few choice accessories. Now I don't know why they didn't come to me in the first place when they first released it. Obviously I'm not important enough. I'm not a big enough YouTuber, not a well-known enough influencer. Either that or they know me more than I think they do. Manufacturers are fools for sending me their gear to review. I'm very fussy. I have very specific needs. I'm a perfectionist, and any faults I will highlight and basically rip the product apart if I don't feel it's good enough. This approach you don't often see happen with reviews of new gear sent to YouTubers. I don't think they are honest enough. I don't think they're ruthless enough. I will say what I see, and if the product has a fault, I'll tell you, and that's my rule. And basically, this is what WOTANCRAFT wanted me to do. I know! The last product I reviewed, I was sent before release, and that was the 8.5 filter system by Lee Filters. I was an ambassador for them at the time, and they sent me their new product to try out. I made a video about it for my E6 subscription actually, but I also gave Leaf Filters my thoughts and impressions on this new product directly. Sadly, I found it had more bad points than good points, and I realised they'd made an inferior product, but sadly it had already gone into production. It was this new product then that finally made me withdraw my ambassadorship, if that's what you call it, as I felt I couldn't really promote this product to others. This was a shame, as I loved working with them up until then, and they'd been a really good company to work with. But obviously that working relationship was now over, for me at least. They didn't sack me, honest. So I was just being honest with them, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now to you about this new bag from WOTANCRAFT, the Pilot 7 litre. And I so wanted to love this bag, but sadly it has many faults, some of which I haven't really heard others speak of. Of course, these could be unique to me, faults in my eyes, and other photographers, if you already own this bag, may not see them as such and think it is a perfect camera bag. So I'll quickly go through those faults, the negatives, so I can show you where I think the design has, well, gone a bit wrong. Well, we interrupt this incredible video content for just a moment so that I can remind you about E6. If you are enjoying this video, then there is more, much more, as part of my E6 subscription. There's on-location videos, exclusive video shoots not shown here on YouTube. There's informative and inspiring e-guides covering a wide range of photography techniques, subjects and ideas. You can listen to my regular podcast where I cover various photography topics with more in-depth discussion. The subscription also includes many of the ebooks I have available, all part of the subscription cost. Then additionally, there's discount off my workshops and online courses, and an image review service where I will critique your favourite pictures. That's 6 great features in the E6 subscription. But if that's not enough, if you want even more, you also get exclusive early preview of these YouTube videos before anyone else. I know, I'm spoiling you now. So if all this sounds like all you've ever dreamed of in your ideal photography subscription, then head over to my website e6subscription.co.uk and join all the other lucky people who are already subscribed. Anyway, back to this week's amazing video. Firstly, the bag is meant to be 7 litres in size. As a comparison, my Billingham is rated as 6 litres and my old Low Pro is 4.5 litres, yet this WOTANCRAFT bag is clearly smaller than both of them. The bag has a unique magnetic connecting clip to hold the lid closed. Fid lock, they call it. Great in theory, but for me, it's the wrong way round. I find I have to twist my hand round the other way to pinch it to open, and it just doesn't feel natural to me. It feels like it's been designed for left-handed users. Who cares about them? Joking, I'm joking. The flaps of the side of the top lid, that I guess are designed to keep the bag waterproof, are just excessive and just seem to restrict access to the bag. These extra bits of material also get in the way of the front zip opening, where they are stitched. And this is actually something others have mentioned in their video reviews. The one fault we all agree on then. The front pocket is a great idea, but why have they made it so tight? It's got a zip to secure it, but I can barely get my hand in there to put things in. And the mesh pockets inside you can easily miss, simply because it's all black inside and they start halfway down the bag. The 2 side pockets are another great addition, and as you can see are quite roomy in size to put whatever you want in them, perhaps a drinks bottle. But why make the elastic tops so damn tight? You can barely get your hand in these either. The main strap can be easily adjusted and pulled tight so it fits around you like a sling bag. A bit of a copy of the Peak Design sling bags really. But its big red rubber pull makes it look like I'm going swimming, and this is my wristband for the locker. Oh, and on the back of this, the plastic backing, boy does this dig into you when you're wearing it. It just needs to be a little bit longer and flatter. Why did no one think of that? The bag comes with a couple of internal dividers. A bit stingy on these really, and you don't even get two the same. They're not full height to the bag, and one of them folds over to create a lid, which seems a bit useless, as if you put anything on top of this, surely it's going to roll off and just hit your camera's LCD screen. And what if you don't want to create a lid? What then? And these dividers also have more creases in them than a pair of iron trousers. Therefore, it will never really keep a shape. The main lid of the bag also seems a bit short, especially when you try to add one of their accessory pouches, if this is meant to cover these as well and then lock closed. Here the lid seems to feel a bit like a t-shirt that's too short. One of the other accessories which WOTANCRAFT sent me is the internal modules, but if you take this one for example, the backing board for it is so stiff, and again the elastic for the pocket so tight. It feels like you could run a truck over this and it would survive. Yet according to their website, it's only meant for holding a pair of earphones inside the bag. Something else that just feels over-designed. Now, one other product they sent me, as I'm a Ricoh owner, is their small camera pouch. My Ricoh fits in here fine, but even here, the bag seems to have a problem. It's the wrong way round. Their website shows the user wearing it backwards, i.e. with the accessory pocket facing inwards rather than out. That can't be right, can it? And that's because, as I have found, worn the other way around with a shoulder strap, this strap will get in the way of opening the main zip, as the attachment loops are on the wrong side of the bag. Pocket to the front, strap loops to the back, isn't it? Always. Maybe that's how they wear these type of bags in Taiwan. So the bag doesn't seem to hold as much gear as either of my other shoulder bags. So sadly, it isn't a replacement for my aging Lowepro. This is an updated version 2 of the bag, but I feel like they should have sent me one in the development stage, and I could have told them then where they were going wrong with it. So what do I like about this bag? Well, everything else. I like that it's meant to be waterproof, although I've not tested that yet. I like that it has side pockets. I like it has a full front pocket. Not all bags have. I like that it has a document pocket on the back. I like the zipped hidden pocket behind the front pocket. Here I can store secret notes about what I really think about the other photographers on YouTube. I like that it doesn't use a Velcro closing, so it's silent in use. I like that it's fully Velcroed inside, so you can tailor it to your needs. Well, that's if it had more dividers and subdividers. Currently I'm just using my own. I like that it has an iPad partition. I actually use this on my other bags to store filters flat and protected. I like the loops on the front to add extra pockets if you want. Overall, it's a great bag, but just poorly finished in its design maybe. So I have sent all this feedback back to WOTANCRAFT, and to be honest, they generally seemed glad of the advice and said they would take it on board. Or maybe they just said that to shut me up. A Mark III version of this bag could be perfect then. I wanted to love this bag, but in the end, I just like it, and will have to put up with the minor niggles. They are minor, though in a way also glaringly obvious faults to me. I guess you'd call it over-engineered, and that's what this bag is, and that's a shame. So as I say, this is why manufacturers should never send me gear to review. You're fools if you do. I will find faults if it isn't perfect. WOTANCRAFT, this could have been a perfect camera bag, and hopefully version 3 will be. So if you're brave enough, or foolish enough, just let me have a look at that before you put it into production maybe. Anyway, what's your thoughts? Do you own this bag, and if so, do you find it perfect, or do you agree with my comments? What do you think they have got right, and where could they improve this design? Would you, or are you, considering buying this bag? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you next time.